It is March 30th, 2020, the go-home show, the go-home Raw for WrestleMania 36. WrestleMania too big for one night to contain. It's got to be over 2 nights. 2 nights! Matt Morgan, are you excited for this? A WrestleMania that cannot be contained by a single Sunday.
No, I have a feeling I'm going to be watching like 3 versions of Sunday Night Heat with 2 really good matches like Edge versus Orton. I want to see Brock versus Drew. And even that, I hate to sound like Debbie Downer here, but because part of me is very, very proud of the fact that they're still continuing to give, some of us that are going to have anything to do at all for entertainment purposes, something to watch, right? But then there's a big part of me that's like, well, crap, this is going to suck. Drew ain't going to win. They're not going to waste that win on him in an empty arena. And if they did, no one's there to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, when people say at least they're giving us entertainment, I don't know, when I watch these shows, when people say at least they're giving you something that takes your mind off of it, it doesn't for me. It just makes me realize it just hits that much harder the weird situation, the crappy situation we're in right now, by having, it's just such an odd ambiance with having these no crowd shows. And this goes for AEW too.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, if they we don't know how long this is going to go on. If they keep doing this, are they going to drive away fans who might just be like, I'm done with wrestling, as opposed to if they just paused and then came back later, So I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's akin to a lot of restaurants right now. A lot of restaurants are still, while you can't have dining and service, you can't go out to eat with your wife and go out on a date anymore right now. You can still go and get like their takeout, right? You can get curbside pickup. Right. You can have delivery. That ain't going to stop me from ordering from my favorite restaurants, even though I usually dine in.
Sure, but if all of a sudden their food went to crap, that might, because what I'm saying is these shows are just dull. And, after a while, a dull shows, when you're watching no matter what show it is, Lost or whatever, at some point, if you stop watching it, it's hard to go back and start watching it again. You're kind of gone.
It is, but I also don't want to say that the quality of these matches are down. It has nothing. The fans not being there have nothing to do with the quality of the wrestlers doing their deal.
No, absolutely not.
It is akin to going to a restaurant and not being able to sit down, seeing other people enjoying their night amongst you, and feel like you're out doing something. Versus it being very different now, but that food still tastes good as shit. You still want to support that brand.
Well, I'll go even one better, Matt. It's like going to your favorite restaurant, but they're on a limited takeout menu. You can't get your favorite dish. You're going there. The buffet's not open, guys, but we've got our lunch menu. You can get that to go. Well, maybe I feel like dinner. Maybe I want breakfast all day. Did you ever think of that? No. WWE is denying me my breakfast sandwich at dinner time. And for that, I'm a little irked. How much original content was tonight, do you guys think, as opposed to...
The Brock Lesnar promo was fucking heat.
Yeah? There was some good stuff.
That Brock promo was awesome, I thought.
It was really one match, right? The Street Profits match. And Aleister Black had that quick squash, and that was really it. And then a couple of promos. Peter Bahi with the $2 super chat. Thank you. He's saying, I'm going nuts self-quarantining, so here's $2. Well... I think a lot of us are going nuts with this, but thank you.
Yes, if you need to exercise your sanity, what better way than a super chat? It's your God-given right. No, tonight, I mean, there's stuff to talk about. I feel like we've got some things to dive into. The story around this Mania, the story around all of this is far more fascinating than what we saw on TV tonight, because we saw some reflections of the updated card, but Raj, was there anything we saw tonight that still isn't going to happen? Now, we did say this Friday, we're not going to pretend that all these news stories aren't going around. We're not going to spoil any outcomes. But for instance...
They advertised Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. I thought you guys said...
Yeah. Oh, it's off. Roman Reigns even did, talked about it on his Instagram today.
Well, they already took them...
Huh?
Why did they put that up on the screen then?
Because it's WWE.
They're doing it on purpose, you're saying?
So obviously they're going to have an angle on or something on Friday, but to continue to promote this match and advertise it when you know it's not going to happen, it's a 2-second edit to either just cut that part out, or do a quick announcement and edit it into the show. This is all taped. They could have done that on SmackDown this past Friday night.
So you think they're doing it to be disingenuous, to lead you on just to watch it for like the little 6-year-old that doesn't know any better?
Oh, yeah. Either that or they're incredibly lazy. So, take your pick.
Yes.
But the announcers, the voiceovers, I'm guessing that was shot a while ago, the voiceovers for the WrestleMania card before the show ended tonight.
Right.
Talking all excitedly of Spear versus Spear. I'm like, wait, this is happening?
Right. Yeah. I think they taped this tonight's episode last Tuesday. But again, you could just cut out that one part where they mentioned Goldberg and Reigns.
They could.
It's so easy. Real quick, we got some of these super chats. Jay Lane with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Jay. The production team will be the real MVPs of Mania. Their promo packages can salvage these cold builds, like the Mrs. Hate Me Now promo versus Cena.
Which was one of the best ever.
Yeah.
I love that. I still go back and watch that on YouTube once in a while.
That was a cool promo. Peter Bahi saying, I'm not watching WrestleMania. I'm only going to watch this podcast to get results for both nights. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, and thank you guys for those super chats. We really appreciate it. They really help us out, especially on nights when we don't have sponsors. And Glenn Lipkin with the $9.99 super chat saying, thanks for giving us a great original content. Shout out to my buddy Eli, who is a big fan as well. Thank you guys.
So Tammy's mentioning here, Triple H even talked about it on SportsCenter yesterday.
Yeah.
So what did he talk about on SportsCenter?
Here, I'll bring it up. It's on Wrestling Inc. 1 second. I'll give you this exact quote. But he basically confirmed that Reigns is not going to be doing it. He said
That he's not doing it.
Well, he gave a long, WWE speak language, but he said basically anyone in our crew who's not comfortable, they don't have to work. He said about Roman, we don't want to take chances on that, and with Roman having a pre-existing condition that would make him more susceptible to something, it's understandable that Roman's pulling out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. So the people want to know, multiple people in the super chat, did Raj watch the Goonies?
Not yet.
Just lie and say yes. So I don't
You can't lie about that.
I don't want to, Glenn's going to ask questions about it.
No, there'll be follow-up. There'll be a quiz. There'll be a which Goonie are you quiz. Matt Morgan, if you had to be a Goonie, who would you be?
Barf. Wait, no, what's his name? What was the fat kid's name?
Chunk.
Chunk. Chunk seemed to have the most fun.
I think it would have been Mouth. I feel like that was more my personality. Anyhow, Raj is going to watch the Goonies one day. He'll understand all of this. It'll be great. Raj, I'm predicting we'll pick Sloth.
I know who Sloth is. He's got like one eye, right?
That's One-Eyed Willie. You're contorting and mixing main characters of this classic.
Yeah. And then Justin Lopez noting Roman also did a 6-minute video on Instagram confirming it. Yep. That's a great video, by the way. Check out Roman Reigns' Instagram account. He's just talking about the crazy stuff, the crazy time we're in, and just how everybody needs to be nicer to each other. And it's a really cool message.
Buddy Barlow, all caps, how have you not watched Goonies? And The Thing with a $10 super chat saying, honestly, Monday Night Raw isn't even entertaining anymore. I'm more entertained watching you guys podcast. Take my money. I want to see a podcast where Rajback reviews the Goonies. Raj, we had the idea the other night where we said, Matt yelled at me, said, why are you pressuring Raj to watch good things and giving money to watch good things? You should be giving him money to watch bad things. I said, yes, we're going to raise money for Raj to watch The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And Matt Morgan revealed he has seen that film, which blew my mind.
That blew my mind as well. That's unfortunate.
Yes. So we do have a sponsor tonight. And let me tell you, I have never yelled louder. My favorite curse word, it starts with an F, ends with a K, and has an uck in the middle. And I used to make those screams and utter that word when I would cut myself shaving before I knew about Manscaped. Thank you, Manscaped, for turning my loud shrieks into multiple peaks. Oh, my God. Now, a larger gentleman like myself, when you're down there, you're sort of on the honor system. You're letting the force guide you. You can't really see what's going on. And with a regular razor, that is a recipe for, well, cutting your balls, which something, let me tell you, if you've ever done it, bad. It is bad. I highly recommend avoiding it. One of the worst pains I've ever had. And with Manscaped, start taking notes because accidents are a thing of the past. No more cuts and nicks with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. This is their 3rd generation trimmer featuring advanced skin safe technology so you can keep your bad boys nice and smoothed. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created. They went to school. They got doctorates. They put on lab coats. They went to a lab. They took a whiteboard, maybe one of those clear boards, and just run out with erasable marker formulas to figure out the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. And when I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave. You can really get in there.
I want to know what in the hell who do they think besides Chewbacca is going to need 90 minutes to get their job done?
Not Morgan, you're 7 feet tall.
No.
I think you got a lot going on down there.
No, not even my whole body. No.
Well, let me tell you, Matt Morgan, longtime Manscaped customer, and if it is tough enough for the tree trunk of the blueprint, Mr. Strongwood himself there, I think Manscaped is going to do well for you. One of the cool features is they have an LED light which illuminates the grooming areas for a closer, more precise trim. And let's not forget about that charging stand. You could show your mower off loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a rapid charging dock powered by USB. So, when this quarantine's over, you got a lady coming over and she goes, "Ooh, what's that?" You go, "Oh, that's my Manscaped." She goes, "Oh, can I check it out?" And you say, "Hey, baby, why don't you check out the results? Lower the lights, put on Charday. Boom, it's go time." So many people have written stories about how the Lawnmower 3.0 has changed their lives, and they even included pics. So I could see the smoothness for myself, and they aren't kidding. And guys, why is it every time we do a dick-related sponsor, you guys are sending me DMs with photos? I get it. I know it works. I've used it myself. I don't need to see the proof. But I appreciate your patronage and support of the Wrestling Inc. podcast and our sponsors. You need to try this out for yourself. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code WINC at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Get 20% off free shipping with the code WINC at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping, manscaped.com. Use that promo code WINC. And yes, your balls will thank you. Your partner will thank you. And you're spending all this time at home. Let me tell you, now is the time to experiment, try new things.
Yeah, everyone's trying to, get better at hygiene and, self-improving and everything. So this is a great way to start.
Raj, you're going to look back and say, "Raj, how did you spend your self-isolation of the coronavirus outbreak of 2020? Well, I worked on myself, and that started with shaving my balls using the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0.
I have done the grooming for years and years and years, but it is a lot easier with Manscaped than with a razor for sure. I got my Manscaped shirt on, so yeah, definitely. If you use a razor, definitely try Manscaped.
So real quick, instead of just taking these two clowns' word for it and letting Glenn put words in my mouth, by the way, I don't agree with anything when it comes to advertisements if you don't hear it come out of my mouth. So everything that Glenn just said, I have no idea what it is. This is gobbledygookly involving me. Now the part where I actually promote this the right way. The reason why this Manscaped stuff works so well is because they actually have a plastic part of their clipper. The reason why you end up cutting yourself when you shave yourself is because a lot of these clippers and these trimmers is metal on metal or steel on steel. This has plastic, and it's literally a guard. So there's no clamping up and catching your you-know-what and causing an indelible amount of pain. This is by far and away the best clippers. I wish this was around when I was wrestling, quite frankly. But again, it's super inexpensive. It lasts forever. It's easy to charge. And again, it's just, it works, most importantly. A lot of these things, get a lot of hype behind them, and then you get it, and you're like, man, this is okay once or twice or whatnot. This stuff is, I've had it for 2 years now. I've used this company, and I also use their straight edge razors as well because the things are friggin' strong as heck. You can dry shave if you need to. The plow, when you're running late for work or something like that, and you just want to trim up really quick, it takes 2 seconds. The razors are really, really sturdy. They last forever, and they're super sharp without cutting you as well. They got a really good guard on the plow as well, which is a handheld, old school type of razor, but works really, really well.
I also like their grooming products, like the powder they have. Like to put on, like
the names of the lotions and stuff. I just leave them on the counter for my wife to see because they're hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I have this shirt. I have this Manscaped shirt. I didn't realize, it says "Your balls will thank you" on it, and I was wearing it, and my daughter saw it. She's like, "Dad," I was like, "Oh, geez, I didn't think about that." So, just be careful wearing the shirt around your kids.
Yes. And go to manscaped.com, save 20%, and get free shipping when you use our code WINC. We thank them for sponsoring the podcast. Oh, we got some super chats to catch up on here. Peter Bahi, $2, saying Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 1 and 2 are amazing. I didn't know there was a second.
I didn't know there was a second. Hey, Lorenzo, there's a second traveling pant. No.
Shane Smith says, here's another super chat. Raj must donate this to Matt's next campaign. Let's see, what else do we got here tonight? A couple of, God, you guys are incredible. Jay Lane saying, is the problem that Rollins was challenging Brock at this time last year, now a year later he feels like less a main eventer than ever?
He does.
Kofi's way worse.
Oh, I thought it was Rollins.
Yeah, no, he mentioned Rollins, but I'm saying forget Rollins. Think about Kofi, how far he's fallen.
But we
knew it.
Yeah, that's not like a jerk. That was predictable, unfortunately. No matter what Kofi did, I felt it was just going to be a wave he was going to have to, ride for as long as he could and make the most of it. But they did him dirty. They never gave him an opportunity to at least get a rematch or say, hey, I was just champion. This guy beat me like in 2 seconds because you guys are worried about being on Fox with your Fox premiere. Can I at least get a rematch here somewhere? Can we tie this loose end up here? Nope. Wait, I'm back in my 3-man team again. Okay, see you. Bye.
Yeah, he's back in the exact same spot he was before Kofi Mania started.
Yeah. Justin Todd saying, didn't watch tonight, decided last night to start rewatching all AEW pay-per-view events. Double or Nothing last night, Fyter Fest tonight instead of Raw. It was tough, man, with Raw tonight. I felt like I would have almost paid money to just be able to just watch the new bits and then get on with my life. Like this podcast I was looking forward to. I love hanging out with you guys. Love hanging out with the chat room. But good Lord, I didn't need to see that women's match again, which I loved at the time. But it's just I've already seen it.
I know what you mean. It is. I gave him so much props for having entertainment for us when this first went down.
Yeah.
Right? Like the day it went down, they still were going to film. And I was really, proud to even have any association with a company whatsoever. I really wasn't. I mean that. But now I just feel like I don't want to watch this. I would rather come on this podcast and talk about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That's where I'm at right now. And I hate saying this.
Because it's WrestleMania week.
This was the WrestleMania go-home show.
In an alternate reality, I'm going to the airport after this podcast to get on a plane and go to Tampa, which was my original plan. I mean, this is hard to believe. This is Mania week, and this is what we saw tonight, the least excitement ever.
What were they supposed to do? What would you like them to do? P.S. We have a pandemic.
Yeah, but postpone WrestleMania. Just say it's postponed.
And then what?
Have a, like I mentioned before, have a show. You call it this Sunday in Orlando or whatever you want to call it. Just a special event on the network. Since you did have WrestleMania planned, everyone will understand that you're postponing WrestleMania.
What's on that show though this Sunday in Orlando?
If any matches that you do need to get rid of, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, like maybe that one, because Cena's filming schedule once things get back normal might not allow him to do it. So have like 4 or 5 matches and get those out of the way. Save AJ versus Taker, and if you can,
Orton versus Edge.
Save that. Yeah, and you could do angles. You could just explain it. Due to travel issues, these matches aren't going to happen right now.
And didn't you tell me? I said, like, why can't they just shut down? Just give this like a few months, not show anything. And because you said they have a TV contract, right? They have to show something, right?
No, they don't have to. They just wouldn't get paid during, when they're not showing it, So
would they have that time slot when they come back?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, none of these, the NBA and NCAA, they're not losing any of their TV contracts or anything like that.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So right now, if WWE said, all right, listen, we're taking a break for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Nothing. We're not putting anything out. Not even a magazine show on Monday night during our 8 to 11 spot.
Yeah.
Right. No more for the next 3 months. What would USA do? Just okay, we're going to put something else in that time slot for the time being until you're ready to come back.
Yeah, that's exactly like ESPN. They're replaying old, college games. And
so why not do that? They're not selling out an arena right now and making any money doing it though.
Because they want to make that money.
Because they get paid per episode?
Yeah, it's with how the TV contracts work. It basically comes down to an amount per show that you're getting. And so I think it was the NBA. They were talking about how much they're losing by not running this season, and it was a ridiculous amount, way more than WWE would would suffer. But
And NBA runs lots of games.
yeah, they run a ton of games. So
Jeez.
yeah, it's just making that money.
I still think you take time off. Then I do. I think you give it 3 months, man.
Absolutely,
It'd be the best thing for them. Fresh.
Yeah.
Everything would be fresh.
Yeah, I think it would just get wrestling fans excited for when they come back, and
it could lead to what we've always wanted: an off season for wrestling.
I can almost guarantee you Vince doesn't want that.
No, of course he doesn't want it. Why we never had it. But
Right.
you know what I mean? It might lead to something. I still think something good's gonna come out of what we're going through right now. I can't tell you what it is, except for I've seen people be incredibly kind, incredibly big-hearted, incredibly nice every day. I mean, here at least, I'm not exaggerating. 10 incredible stories just in my little city alone.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So the
Couple
thing.
more of these
Oh,
super
sorry.
chats. Oh, sorry.
The thing saying shout out to Glenn Glenn WO the other night. That's right. I forgot about Glenn WO. And Mayor Matt Morgan, stay safe, guys. Keep up the great work. Watch the Goonies, Raj. Take my money and bring back Blue Chew. Blue Chew will be back for WrestleMania weekend. We will have them in the mix with Manscaped. Manscaped and Blue Chew together.
Perfect. Yes, perfect tag team. They really are the perfect tag team.
Yes. I got a lot of super chats, and I think thank you guys. Shane Smith with the $4.99 super chat. He's asking Matt if you've seen the FCW doc on the WWE Network.
Yes, I did. And I'm sure some of you have heard Cornette's podcast as well on this. I'm not sure if he did. He's right. As far as, I'm sorry, but OVW was a much bigger version. Not like Sizzle as far as like big lights and a big arena. It was a dumpier arena, smaller arena, but with bigger stars.
Yeah.
Than FCW produced. FCW produced some studs. There's no question. And I love Steve Kern. He's one of my favorite road agents when I was on SmackDown, aka Skinner. But the documentary you're asking me about was awesome. Very well done on FCW. I dug it a lot. But if they could have had a camera running at our practices with Jim Cornette coming into the arena at the old Davis Arena while I'm doing shooting star presses onto a crash pad, my third week there, I didn't even know how to do anything yet. And I'm doing stupid stuff like that. And he walks in there in front of the whole class, screams at me, "Nobody's paying you to be a 7-foot god bleeping Rey Mysterio," at the top of his lungs. And I just could have died. And it was embarrassed, but I never did it again. Little things like that, though, like that FCW was able to be smart enough and tape. They taped a lot of that stuff, a lot of their promo classes and stuff. Our promo classes with John Cena would have destroyed everything you saw in that documentary. John Cena would get in there. We would have to take turns being the stick man for one another in the ring to the hard camera, and that's how our promo class worked. So I go first. We'd have some little, I don't know, referee pretend they're holding the microphone there. Matt Morgan, it's you versus Joe Blow tonight. What's going to happen? And I've got a minute to go. And we would have to give each other these crazy opponents, not even wrestlers. So like one time, Cena asked me if I wrestled Manute Bull, what would happen? Other times, we would just try to throw each other off as much as possible, and it would just get ridiculous. But John would never break. You could not break him. You could not make him laugh. You couldn't take him out of it. And he would give you all these different characters. You think Bray Wyatt and the Funhouse is funny, Glenn, is different characters he's able to do. It ain't shit on what John can do. I'm not just saying that. I'm not a huge John Cena fan as an entertainer. I'm just being honest. That dude could really cut some crazy good promos.
Have they taped all these?
Some of them, and I don't know who has them.
Yeah.
It has to be WWE, I would imagine. But like these were like historical promos. You'll hear people from OVW talk about this. This is where John started being able to do the promos where he'd start going backwards.
Yeah.
He could say what he would say, make it look like he was saying it backwards, and then rewind it and go back, then rewind it and go back. He is so damn talented, but so was so many others. Then you'd have guys like Sean O'Hare who wanted nothing to do with that and would always be in the bathroom when it was time for him to cut his promo. It's just, I wish they had that for when we were in OVW, just more footage of the practice. But we had Jim Cornette and Danny Davis that treated this we protected kayfabe. We weren't allowed to go out with one another in town. I got fined $500 once.
Wow.
Because I was seen at the concession stand at the same time as Mickey James. She went up there for a hot dog. I came out from backstage to get something to drink. I'm a heel. She's a face. We both got fined for it. So it was very serious protecting kayfabe there, and it was a good thing for me to learn. I had to read books like The Fall Guys. I had to read Hook. Was it Shooter? Hooker?
Hooker?
Was that it?
Yeah.
All these different like stories and learn the history of pro wrestling. We had to do a list of top 100 pro wrestlers of all time, and we had to know every single one of them, who they were, what they were, where they come from, what makes them significant. So like if you were coming off of Tough Enough, like say John Hennigan or Matt Capitelli at the time, even myself, you're going to prove that you were a fan of this business and you're going to at least respect it. I think all of that is now dead. But I'll also argue the locker room's a much happier place. Yeah. So go figure, you know? Right. I don't know. I just know that documentary was, CW was really well done. I hope they do a good one on OVW, and it's not just Brock. You know, it's always Brock, Orton, Cena, and Batista, because they put out at one point something crazy like 75 of SmackDown and Raw superstars at one time. Yeah, that was currently on TV at that time. 75.
Man, they could do a killer one at OVW. The only thing is OVW is still running, so
right.
They own all that footage, and Al Snow is running OVW. So I don't know if they want to.
So it's like they took parts of what OVW did, what was successful, no question. Yeah. FCW did, and did the same. Did parts of it that were the same. But again, Steve Keirn, great man, great coach. You could tell those talents really loved him and respected him, like I did Cornette and Danny Davis and Rip Rogers, my coaches and trainers, Lance Storm as well, and Al Snow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all do.
A couple more of these super chats real quick. The thing is asking where you can buy a wrestling podcast shirt. Take my money, Raj. We'll have to start making those. Lewis 13 saying, Raj, what's your favorite Ryback match?
Why are you not making these shirts? Before you answer this, why are you not capitalizing on Rajback? Is my biggest question of the night.
Because then I got to split it with Ryback, right?
You'll make a killer,
there, Matt. Every colors.
Everybody would buy that.
Tomorrow, check the U.S. Trademark Office. Raj Giri is going to file a Rajback trademark.
I want to be property of wrestling for me and Glenn, because people could find me and Glenn's tag team name that you guys the fans made up. Or the Glenn makeup offensive.
Yeah.
So we can put that on a t-shirt.
There's nothing offensive about the word Jew. I mean, you could say it in like
some
a terrible
people
way.
could be offended by
yeah,
that.
Someone will get offended.
That's what Jewish people are called.
Well, I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
No, for some reason I feel weird saying
it's like the thing in The Office, like where they're like Mexican, not offensive. It's like, yeah, that's what it's the context behind it. You can say any word and make it sound hateful, but Jew is like the correct word. Now, granted,
figure a cooler name though, because we need to get a t-shirt. Is all I know.
Because Ryback, he will come on this podcast one night. We're just picking the right date. So
get on Wrestling Tees and get t-shirts.
Well, you guys need a name.
We will come up with them, but until then, you have a cool one. Rajback, you're welcome.
White Pox 73, that might be offensive. I don't know.
What?
I'm just kidding. WWE needs to be as entertaining as Tiger King. I've been hearing about this show. I might need to check it out.
I've got to watch it. I'm hearing too much about it. I have to watch this.
Yeah, Omar Camacho, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, saying WrestleMania should be paper too historic to be taped at the Impact Zone.
Hang on, I want to break this down. WrestleMania should be paid too historic to be taped at the Impact Zone. I don't know. Should be postponed.
Oh,
postponed. Too historic to be taped.
It's too historic to be taped. Wait,
I agree 100%.
Are they taping it at the Impact Zone?
No, but I think he's just meaning that they're taping on Full Sail, and it probably looks similar to the Impact Zone.
I like the Impact Zone. All of those vacationers had no idea what they were walking into. They just heard Hulk Hogan was going to be there. What's so bad?
Did I ever tell you that I got recruited for that? We didn't go. We were at Universal Studios on our honeymoon. They're like, you want to see Hulk Hogan and Rob Van Dam wrestle?
That's so rude that you said no.
Yeah, I know.
If only I'd known. Could you imagine, Matt, if I would have been like, and I was there in the audience, Matt, when you were wrestling? Yeah. Little did I know we'd be doing a podcast together.
Poor Hulkster.
DJ Navarrete saying, empty arena shows aside, doesn't WWE the last several years remind you guys of the last few years of WCW being active?
Yeah, except it's making money hand over fist.
Well, WCW wasn't. They were losing money hand over fist.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. And plus, WCW in 2000 was bad, like way worse. WWE right now is boring.
I used to tune in to watch their young wrestlers, though. I liked Jim Jack and O'Hare, for example. I liked Chuck Palumbo. I liked those newer guys coming out of the power plant. That's all I liked at the time.
Yeah. The thing with another super chat, WrestleMania main event, N95 mask and hazmat suit on a pole match. They should postpone WrestleMania and instead tell stories of WWE stars stuck in quarantine.
I think they should be shooting promos on their own. And I think if WWE put it out there, all of their talents, hey, shoot something this weekend. If it's good, we'll put it on the air. I guarantee you they would get some really solid stuff. They just need to filter through it,
Yeah. They said WWE are fools. They had Cena in their building and should have filmed months worth of content with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would have friggin' broke his back with work until it was time for him to go home.
Right, yeah. Terry Allen Jr. with the $5.06 super chat saying, Matt, 2 years ago you did an app chat in the truck. And I shared that I had Asperger's. Tell your son hi for me and thanks. And thank you 3 towards Wednesday. So
should we talk about Wednesday?
Yeah.
So Terry Allen, you must be able to hear my kid in the background, I'm guessing, going bananas right now.
And here's a suggestion. Kevin Langhoff with a $2 super chat saying, Glenn and Matt, the Glenn print.
That's even worse.
I need to be, first of all, let's get the correct. If this was a math equation and this were the orders of operation, I'm in the front. Glenn's the caboose.
Right.
I just want to be your Flavor Flav.
Scott Barkley saying Glenn dropping the hard J's. All right.
So let's announce
get to the show.
Well, do we need to talk about Raw tonight? We're gonna talk about Raw in 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's run through it.
Had a killer promo. There we go. The end.
There were a few killer promos. That's the one thing on these shows is these promos have been some of the best these guys have been doing. So real quick, we got to talk about the absurdity of that Becky Lynch segment.
Go ahead.
Well, so we started with the Undertaker tonight.
Awesome promo.
Yeah. It's good.
Just ripped AJ Styles. He just really ripped into AJ Styles. Undertaker, unlike any promo you've seen from him on WWE TV, like it's very real. He's talking about he's name dropping how he's faced guys like Booker T and Shawn Michaels and The Rock and Steve Austin, and saying AJ hasn't done anything. Undertaker said his wife's Styles Clash is better than his. And he was he really went for the jugular.
That was really good. I strongly disagree with wife having a better Styles Clash, but
right.
That was an awesome promo. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, if you're gonna go watch the show back, just watch those promos. Him, Seth, Kevin Owens, Edge was amazing. So we'll get to it.
Yeah. You guys with the super chats, $5 to say Rajback versus the Glenn print. Jesus. Ben Gibson saying WrestleMania the showcase that should not be happening. No, look, this Undertaker promo was great tonight, right? I mean, I almost wonder if he's going to be wrestling as Mean Mark on Sunday night. Like, this was different.
He pretty much is Mean Mark right now.
Yeah.
Mean Mark was a brute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Sid Vicious, they were such a cool tag team in WCW. They didn't have that long of a run, but I remember how awesome they looked. And, him and Dan Spivey.
Dan Spivey. In retrospect, yes, but at the time, I don't know if everybody thought that.
No, I mean, they let him go. So.
Yeah. This is a great promo. I'm sorry, Matt?
What was next?
So we started off hot with that. Then we had Becky pulling up in her 18-wheeler and walking into the ring. And it looks like she was about to cut a promo and then just pretty quickly segued back into the WrestleMania main event from last year with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. So any momentum they had at the very top with that Undertaker promo and Becky went into like a 45-minute replay of this main event.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was that great to begin with, honestly.
No, that match, and it was so quiet. Remember, because that event was so long that the crowd was just dead. The match wasn't very good, and it just looked absurd. Becky's doing this promo, and she's like, "Well, let's take a look," and they go to like a 40-minute match. So for the people watching at home who don't know that Raw was taped last week, They're thinking that Becky is just out there in the ring, waiting for this match to be over.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool they showed her victory over Ronda in the build to Shayna. I thought that was like a good talking point, but I don't know that we need to derail the first hour of Raw for that tonight.
In any other time, I'd say yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and after that, she goes back to the promo and talking about facing Shayna in the title and doesn't know what Becky admits she doesn't know what it is without being champion and knows about Shayna. And then Shayna cams and attacks her from behind, drags Becky over the announce table, slams her face first, talks some trash, launches Becky head first in the side of the announce table. Becky's clutching her neck and standing over as Raw goes to commercial.
Yay.
I don't care about this match at all, and it's not Becky's fault.
No, it's not. Next.
Okay, well, want to do a little quick business here. $2 Canadian, Evan Wright saying, call yourselves Morgenstein, take it to the bank. Somehow you found a way to make my last name sound even more Jewish.
Wait, how do I know that there is a Morgenstein?
Yeah, Morgenstein's, I mean, it's his name. That's in fact, Matt, many people with the last name Morgan, their original last names were Morgenstein, but they changed them when they came to America.
But I know a Morgenstein. Not in my family, but who's a Morgenstein? We'll get to that.
Like his name is Morgan, last name Steen?
No, his full last name was Morgenstein.
Yes, it is his last name.
Sorry. Thank you, Evan. Good thinking, though, Evan.
And the Thing, $10. Rajback versus
who is the Thing?
Glenn.
All right.
Rajback versus the Blue Glenn. The Blue Glenn, really? That's just lazy. But thank you for the money.
All, we don't want to offend you and piss you off because you're just throwing money at us right now. So. Like good little strippers, we're going to shut up and just keep shaking.
Sorry. What was that last one?
This one,
terrible as that name was. That's a terrible nickname.
It was Glenn Beck versus Glenn Back.
Oh, Jesus.
Take my money. The Thing, another donation. Thanks. Just saying to make some shirts. Thanks. We'll definitely take that suggestion. And North Korea King is saying there's a report that UFC 249 could be in Florida. What is the chance Vince let UFC use the PC for the event? There was actually a little rumor about that, about UFC doing it at the Performance Center. But right now, Performance Center shut down.
Oh, here we go. Butch Ashton Hayden is saying, so we're going to get some old matches in WrestleMania so they can save time. Like, why don't they just replay, Hogan versus Andre on...
Yes. I'd rather watch that.
Yeah, Scott Barkley, the donation since Matt knows a Morgenstein, so thank you. And Brad Stevens, do you think the wrestlers can have 30, 40-minute matches in an empty arena and still make it compelling? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. What do you think, Matt? Do you think it's possible?
Yes. You don't?
For like a 30-minute match with no crowd? Because a lot of that, a lot of momentum in the matches.
You do rely on it for sure. You're right, Raj. But that's all out the window now. I think you don't think Edge and Orton's going to be a long one?
I think because they have a stip that they could, fight all over the building. So, they could do some cool stuff with that.
If Taker was a little younger, I could see him and AJ doing it too.
And with him and AJ, since it is taped, they could do as many cuts as they want. And, so
yeah, you're right. Keep falling off camera here, son.
No problem. Anyhow, back to the show. Aleister Black versus Jason Cade. Same thing.
Good squash.
Easy. Yep. And then we had Kevin Owens and the Street Profits versus Seth Rollins, Angel Garza, and Austin Theory. And they explained that Andrade is not medically cleared, so Austin Theory is taking his place at Mania.
I don't know how Austin Theory got into this match, though.
No idea.
Good for him. I'm not a fan of him, but good for him.
Smacks is saying 30 years ago, Matt would have stuffed Glenn into the locker. NOK, I don't even know what that currency is.
Oh, my God. What is that currency? North Korean? You know what it means? What does NOK mean? No. Chat room, what does NOK mean for money they're asking?
And while we're getting that, Ron Armenta is asking, no, I have not watched the Goonies yet.
This is okay, we have a lot of dumb running jokes on this podcast. This is the stupidest running thing on the podcast at this point.
I almost don't want to watch it now because then it kind of kills it.
No, Roger's like, I'm going to milk this MF for another $200.
Raj has easily made $50 tonight off of not watching Goonies. You really
Who would have known?
don't watch it, Raj.
Anyhow,
Glenn's upset.
Kevin Owens and the Street Profits won this match. This was a good match. I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah, so a couple of people in the super chat are pointing out that it's Norwegian. So thank you guys.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yes. Raj is trying to figure out how am I going to convert that North Korean currency.
Of course.
We got a preview of the Big Show on Netflix. Oh, good Lord.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They showed the preview of the Big Show sitcom drops on Netflix on Monday.
The Big Show is a sitcom?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't see the clip?
No. What's it called?
The Big Show show.
It's the Big Show. He's playing. It's like Curb Your. I can't even believe I'm mentioning Curb Your Enthusiasm in the same sentence. No, but he's playing himself, even though his family is fictitious. So like in Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's not his real wife or anything like that.
Is it just about him being 7'2" and walking around 500 pounds everywhere? No.
Yeah. Calling Vince up and telling him other big guys are unsafe. Exactly true to life.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't hear that. I heard the last part. Big guys can't say.
You realize, like, Matt, I'm so biased against Big Show now. It's like I'm not watching this just on principle.
I wouldn't have done that to a young up and coming talent. I'll just say that.
It looks pretty bad. Did you ever watch that show Learning the Ropes, where Lyle Alzado played a pro wrestler who was also a teacher?
Yeah.
I got every episode downloaded off a VHS rip of that.
Yeah, it was a good show, actually. I used to like it.
Yeah.
But he was like, teacher by day and moonlit as a masked wrestler by night.
Yeah, it looks like a bad version of that.
Still gotta watch it though. Try it.
Peter Pie, Rajback versus the Junies.
I'm not even in either of those tag teams. Raj and Glenn versus Raj and Ryback.
Cody Collins saying, I feel like there would have been Mania up there with 31, especially with the promos from Orton, Edge, Owens, Rollins, and Drew's big moment. I mean, this Mania, despite sort of the dips recently, was actually looking pretty good. I mean, certainly better than it is now.
Yeah.
So after that preview, let's talk about Kevin Owens' promo where he was in the ring struggling to get up and responding to Rollins, talking about Rollins' attitude in FCW and Owens when he came into NXT. And, Rollins never got anywhere. He had those moments, but he had people helping him.
Mm-hmm.
Did this excite you for this match? Which is going to be Saturday. They did announce that.
I mean, no, because I know they're friends. I mean, I don't know.
How ridiculous is it that they have this show for 2 nights, and on pay-per-view, it's separate nights. So you have to buy night 1 or night 2. I'm not sure if places are offering them as a package deal. And they told you one match that's going to be on which night it's going to be. The Owens versus Rollins match is the only match that they have officially announced which night it's going to air.
Time out. We don't know what night and what order these matches are even in?
No. And so many people watch Raw and don't watch SmackDown and vice versa. So your go-home show, and you've only let people know one match which night it's going to air. So
wait, so there's no SmackDown Friday?
There is SmackDown, but I'm saying for people that only watch Raw that don't watch SmackDown, they wouldn't know. And who knows if they'll even announce it there? It's crazy. I don't know. Ron Armenta saying, watch his face as he reads the super chats, knowing he is printing money. I wish. John Eckerd with a $10 super sticker.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Chat room, what does super sticker mean, please?
Yeah. And then Jackson Collins with the $1.99 thing. Do you see what isolation is doing to us? LOL. No kidding.
You guys are the same age. Yeah, I was trying to explain this to someone the other day who's younger. Remember when we were growing up and collecting stickers was a thing for like that year in like the mid 80s?
Yeah, I did it for a few years. Panini books. I used to put baseball, football.
Yeah.
They used to have like a whole yearbook, and you would go buy this pack of stickers, and hopefully to get the ones you need to fill into the book to fill out each team. Yeah, dude, I love stickers. Oh, then like you mean just like also stickers that you put in like your photo album, right?
Yeah.
You have like the Transformer stickers.
Yeah, why did people put them in a photo album?
I don't know, but we did. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Put them all over your Trapper Keeper.
Yeah. Oh my
Stickers were
trapper
big, man.
keeper was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But I collected baseball cards, Garbage Pail Kids,
Yep.
like all that stuff, man. What else do we got here? Good Lord, this is just, you guys are going nuts tonight. Ron Armenta, who's going to play Mayor Morgan on the Big Show show? And then, here we go. Kevin Langhoff, big Transformers fan, Optimus Prime versus Megatron, had the original Transformers. What Transformers would you book at Mania?
Jetfire versus Soundwave.
Going deep.
They're about the same height. Wait, no. Omega Supreme versus Megatron.
You need Optimus Prime in there.
But Omega Supreme's humongous. At one point, he was the biggest Autobot there was, even though he transformed him into a corny-ass tank that nobody ever transformed him into. They always kept him as the robot because he was like literally like 2 feet tall. He was humongous.
Yeah.
So let's see what Jesus Suarez or Jesus Suarez saying Raj Beck. When all this is over, Raj, you got to go out to Vegas and visit Casa de Ryback and get some photos of you guys on pool floats, out there.
I want to see him put you through a workout.
Peter Bahi asking fitness advice with gyms closed. Bowflex Select Tech, those dumbbells where you could adjust the weights.
Yes. Here's the thing, though. Be careful, everybody, because there's people are friggin' stealing from each other right now doing that. They're putting it out, especially on Facebook. Be careful. No. I almost purchased that exact set. What we and you were talking about just the other night, Raj, about how cool that is. You have a dumbbell set that goes up to 55 pounds, and you can transform it and make it. It's basically, you all know what I'm talking about, Bowflex. Anyways, so we were looking for a gym for our garage and trying to find the cheapest way to do it. And I started looking online, and it's a huge thing right now. Not only are freaking dirtbags out there take advantage of people with N95 masks, ventilators. They're doing it with home gyms even during this. So be careful out there. That those of you that are ordering like home gyms and things of that nature, make sure it is legit. Because a lot of these overseas companies are they're totally ripping people off, and not even just price gouging. But if it's too good to be true in price, it usually is. The other day, I saw something that I was about to buy that was $189, and it was too good to be true, if I'm being honest. And then I found it on Facebook, and I scrolled down on this site that it took me to, and they were selling like Miss Pac-Man 1980 arcade game machine, flat screen, the table type of arcade
cocktail
game.
style.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I was like, oh my God, Larissa, I'm getting this too. Yeah. And said, Matt, why do you think they'd be selling arcade games and just bring them together?
Yeah. Well, those are legit, but the cocktail ones that you're seeing now are kits that use like a cheap LCD screen. It's not the old school, like with the glass and the nice. Because I looked into buying one of those. You can't find one of those for less than $700.
But Glenn, there was a car battery. It was like every single thing they had there did not surpass $189.
Yeah, it's like all knockoff stuff.
And I went to the comment section. Sure enough, everyone's like, do not buy this.
Yeah.
So be careful, though. You can definitely – okay, so what can you do to work out? Don't cheat on your diet right now. I know it's next to impossible not to. We're depressed, bored, damn near impossible not to. So if you are going to cheat, just get outside and make sure you're running, walking. Get up early. When you first get up in the morning, don't eat. First thing you do is do 20 minutes of a brisk walk. That's fasted cardio that will spike your entire metabolism for that day. It's like taking a fat burner without taking a fat burner.
What do you think about intermittent fasting?
I think it works for lots of people. A lot of people have very good success with it. I personally don't, but a lot of others do.
My wife and I do it, and we lost a ton of weight when we first started. So and we've been maintaining it. It's pretty easy once you get used to it. And it took probably about a week and a half to get used to it. We do basically from 8 p.m. to noon, so it's just skipping breakfast more or less.
That's interesting.
Omar Camacho was asking about the thoughts on the AEW new tournament and title. We will discuss that after the Raw review.
Can we get through this freaking show already, please?
Yeah. Okay, so the package.
Put them on hold.
Edge versus Orton tonight. We saw the recap, and we heard from Edge. What did you think of his promo?
Money.
It's good.
What's there to say about this? This is freaking Hall of Famer cutting a Hall of Famer promo.
I think he's better now at promos than he was the last time he was here.
He's older. He's got more life experiences. There's so much for him to pull out of and go into now because he's had more experiences. When you become a dad, man, I'm sorry, that is the biggest experience in my life. I'll be honest. That changes your viewpoint on so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So now to go back, and there's so many of you guys like, oh man, your promos, you should teach a promo class. I wasn't able to talk this good back then. It's so many things change your life as you get older. It just does, and you have more experiences, and you pull off those experiences.
And Edge also has a ton of acting experience now from being on
Plus
Vikings
all
and
that.
Haven.
Yeah.
So because his delivery and everything, it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just nailed it out of the park. It was one of the best promos of his
Something
career.
weird going on with his cheeks here, though. I don't know what that is. They put
they're really sunken in.
They need to stop. Is that what? Which is, he's in great shape. It makes no sense. Like, he's in amazing shape. He was shredded.
Yeah. And as I was never given a name as pointing out, I'm sure acting helped him too. I mean, he's been on Vikings. He's been doing other stuff. So after that, and that was great tonight. If you're going to watch anything from tonight, watch Edge's promo. We saw Asuka she beat up Kaden Carter pretty easily tonight. Kaden Carter from NXT with an amazing look. Showcase for Asuka. She got to yell a bunch after. It was good.
Okay.
Yep. Simple. Just get her more. I don't know why they pick who they pick to have these somewhat squash matches. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just who's there because she probably lives in Orlando.
But straightforward.
Yeah, they announced Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss for WrestleMania.
Yeah, they cannot stand those two as a tag team. I'm sorry. Alexa Bliss to me is a main event female or whatever women's act.
Yeah.
Singles act.
This seems like one of those cases where they were building to a split for Alexa Bliss to turn on Nikki Cross,
but
they
it's
just
not
got lazy
happening.
and forgot about it.
and then they keep making her stay in this tag team with her.
Yeah.
I feel bad saying that. Nikki Cross, I'm sure, was really nice.
Do you know the name of the tag team, Matt?
Nick Bliss? I don't know. Cross Bliss? What?
Bliss Cross Applesauce.
You're kidding, right? They never said that.
There's a T-shirt with that on there.
There is a T-shirt. I've seen one of them wearing it on the Graham one. So yeah, you're right. But I didn't know if that was a real team name. But
so Rhea Ripley was attacked outside the Performance Center by Charlotte Flair. So when they said they were pre-taping a bunch of stuff, I mean, like, this is the lowest effort content they've ever done. I mean, I don't know. Like, did this make you more excited for the match? I mean, Rhea's going to retain, I think. But I don't know. This just seemed kind of like lazy. Like, I mean, like, well, we've got all the talent here. Let's shoot a bunch of stuff. Okay, I need 30 seconds of your time, Charlotte. Boom, done, in the can. Let's move on to the next one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care about this match.
I think it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a good match. I mean,
they're both super talented. I just think Rhea Ripley needs. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think if this match was in NXT, it would work a lot better than at a WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. After that, we got to watch Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar from Survivor Series.
Next.
Yep. Paul Heyman. Matt, you like this promo tonight?
We've said that 3 times. We didn't have to talk about it. You guys could, because I already did.
It was good. I mean, Paul doing it. I actually like Paul doing his thing without the audience there. When the audience is going along with him, my name is Paul Heyman. That's corny as F. Like, I think Paul just talking is a lot more powerful.
Yeah, and he guaranteed that Lesnar would be standing as the champion at this time next year. So
it was a good promo. Very good promo. And
yeah.
he did good to build Drew up a little bit there, here and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like this promo. I'm sorry, I like this promo a lot, though.
I was really surprised they didn't have Drew cutting a promo tonight.
Yeah.
It's the go home. He's the challenger.
You gotta put your money. You gotta put your money promo out there, though, and it is Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Well, you could do both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chris Bond pointing out Rhea was so hot at the end of last year. Now she's gone cold. I mean, the current situation definitely hasn't helped. But
wait, what? Rhea was hot when?
At the end of last year.
Just a few months ago.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just so much has gone wrong. Yet Mania was looking pretty good up until the setback. But What are you going to do?
Cody Collins saying Raj needs a bigger partner, so how about Raj, Matt?
Ah, there you go. Book it.
Tomorrow night they're showing last year's Mania on ESPN. Or no, FS1.
Oh, FS1. Dude, this sucks that they're not having real WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Keep moving on camera. Because they're getting such great freaking coverage. ESPN, FS1 showing entire WrestleManias.
Right. But ESPN wouldn't be showing it if it weren't for what's going on because they have no other programming. So that's why they're showing it.
What do you mean?
Because there's no live sports right now. So they have time to fill. So that's why they made this deal with WWE.
So they weren't going to be playing WrestleMania if something else was happening?
No, this was something that just happened the last couple of weeks.
Was pre-taped. The winner of the year strings to lift Braun Strowman into the jackhammer position for Goldberg, then edited it out.
Goldberg 20 years ago could have jackhammered Braun Strowman. He did it to the Big Show. So
yeah,
he can. It's all right, guys. Listen, I hate to kill the illusion for everybody, but the jackhammer is the guy taking it, not the guy giving it. It's the guy getting up and being able to use his abdominal strength to be able to kick his legs up and hold himself upside down, essentially. It's always on the guy taking it more, in my opinion, than it is on the guy giving it. Now, where it's on the guy giving it is when it's time to come down and safely bump them so you don't hurt their neck.
Yeah.
As HJZ is pointing out, FS1 showing the Royal Rumble from this year. Sunday, ESPN showing Mania right before this year's Mania.
Right.
On the network.
It's all for nothing because who cares? It's a Mania full of nobody in there right now.
Sit at home, eat your canned food, and remember what it was like when we got to see live wrestling on TV.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I don't get it. I don't get why they didn't postpone it and just did a quick network special with a few matches.
I don't know, man. What else do we got, Rush?
Brodie Lee. Did you guys listen to him on Talk is Jericho?
Yes.
So he revealed that Vince McMahon literally wanted them to be Demolition when he created the Bludgeon Brothers. He even showed a picture to Brodie Lee when he pitched the idea. Basically talking a lot about. We've got a couple articles on Wrestling Inc. about it, but talking a lot about he flubbed a spot in a battle royal, and he was jobbed out pretty quickly, and then used on TV forever. Just the frustrations with the company. And when he decided not to resign, he said they were basically offering him more and more money, an ungodly amount of money is what he said, to stay, even at the very end. They were trying to keep him, even right up until he was a free agent. So really interesting stuff. So you should check that out. Brodie Lee on Talk is Jericho.
Why? I heard it, but I didn't hear the stuff with Demolition. Why didn't they just do Demolition? I would have done that.
Harper was. I'm still not used to calling him Brodie Lee, but he was saying he just didn't think like that would work in today's day and age with the face paint and the spikes. I always thought
I would have done that. I would have done that. I think that's badass. I don't think something like that ever goes out.
Yeah, and their old entrance theme. If they that was one of my favorite wrestling songs.
Wait, they said they get to use the old entrance theme?
I mean, they own it. They could.
Oh, dude. What the? Wait, how could you guys not take that? Damn.
They mentioned AEW earlier. AEW is creating a new title, and it's called the TNT Championship. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just their version of the Intercontinental title.
TV, duh.
What's that?
It's their version of the TV title,
right? Which is the same as it's not like an X Division title where there's a weight limit or anything like that.
Listen, brother, down south wrestling, Crockett wrestling, there is a difference between the TV title and the Intercontinental title.
There used to be.
The title gets defended on television,
but don't
the Intercontinental. The TV title's not wasn't even the secondary title, right? Wasn't the U.S. title?
It was this. It was the world title, the U.S. title, and then the TV title, in terms of importance. But yeah, I
would say it's called the TV title. There's nothing wrong with that. You got TNT. It's a tip of the cap to that. I don't know.
Sure.
Right. Well, those names never, U.S. title never made any sense because it was defended outside of the U.S. So, yeah.
So it has to be defended on TNT.
I guess,
gonna be
but
good.
I'm sure they'll probably have it defended on pay-per-view. So
It's going to be good for leverage when it comes time for them to shop around to other networks one day.
right.
Hey, I'm defending the TNT title on Spike TV tonight.
Oh, I bet
TNA
you.
would totally do that, by the way.
I'm sure USA. Vince will be like, "That's why we've got the USA Championship.
That's the
We just
Pop
call it the
TV
US Championship for short."
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So they're going to be doing a tournament that begins next week and culminates at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, assuming it happens.
Yay.
Cool. What else do we got?
And the other change to WrestleMania, The Miz is off the card. They were still advertising that as well
Still
tonight.
that? Oh, that too?
Yeah, that too.
That
So, yeah, they were advertising The Miz and John Morrison against the New Day against the Usos. And now I guess it's probably going to be like a triple threat match, just singles triple threat match.
With each person, one person from each team?
Right, yeah.
Is it for the championship if one loses, if one wins?
That I don't know. I would guess not, but who knows? We'll see. I mean, that should all be explained on SmackDown.
I mean, sometimes you got to go with gut, right? Not even gut, just the feeling in the air, so to speak, right? Like the way these cards are just being dealt. Yes, they say the show must go on, but sometimes you also got to be paying attention, even just slightly, and say, well, wait a minute here. Is this really the best thing? Do we want to be putting our superstars in harm's way, per se? By putting them in these predicaments where they've got to wrestle one another like this and break social distancing. Let's just call a spade a spade. They're breaking social distancing every time. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying that to be a tattletale or a little baby about it, whatever you want to call it. That's negative of me thinking social distancing is very serious. Because they've all been checked out. I know this. They all get right. They're constantly getting their temperatures taken, correct?
Yeah, but they're saying 50% of people with it don't have a fever.
Yeah,
No, you can have diarrhea. Diarrhea is a symptom of this, believe it or not, as well.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
There's
you got
gonna
two wrestlers right now in self-quarantine or
there's going to be an outbreak with this, in my opinion.
in the locker room.
Yeah. How do you not? You're wrestling one another. How does that not happen?
I don't know.
Well, they are taped now through the week after WrestleMania, so through after next week. The next Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania has already been taped. And so basically the wrestlers have gone 2 weeks without traveling.
It's taped in Orange County, and they, as of a few days ago, had something like 400 cases.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's breaking out in Florida right now.
Yeah.
And so I don't see what they do once after next week. Because I don't think they could do tapings there right now.
Yeah, and I also, when we talk about it being taped, I think they're really showing us what that means. So the Raw after Mania is probably going to show us half of WrestleMania,
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
and like 3 promos and maybe one match.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm okay with them not having matches during this.
Sure.
Because of what I just said. And I don't know. I also think they could be doing big time major PSAs right now for all these kids at home watching this that don't understand what's happening. They could be taking huge advantage of this. I don't mean money financially. I mean in doing the right thing. These kids look up to these wrestlers like superheroes. They legit do.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity to bridge that gap between children who, a certain age level, that just doesn't understand what's happening right now. Is it up to a wrestler to tell them what's happening right now? Absolutely not. But what mom and dad, I'm sure, has shared with them, at least they can get into the part of it of the washing your hands. Hey, this is a crazy, wild time right now, but we're going to get through it. A positive message is basically what I'm saying.
Something.
And to your point, Matt, because at times like this, it brings out the best in a lot of people and also brings out the worst, like you were talking about, the scams and things like that. So just having more positivity in the air, definitely would help.
The pressure cooker situations, do one of two things. They either crush somebody and they fail, or they act much, much bigger than they've ever acted in their life. And I mean that as a people when I say that.
No, and I think they should tapped into the talent that wants to do something, that wants to create,
I'm sure
wants
they
to
are.
put out content. You have to think Vince yesterday, like,
telling them not to. They have to be telling them not to.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yesterday the announcement we're in for at least another month of this till the end of April. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
WWE has got to figure. I mean, I think they might go dark the week after Mania, if they don't have a contingency plan. But you're
I
right,
don't
Matt.
think they have SmackDown tape for the week after WrestleMania. I think it's just Raw. So,
and they've got to keep the wrestlers safe. So I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like they could be doing more, but yeah. Hey, I mean, and what's the inside word? Meltzer was talking about this, saying the only one that wanted this to go on was Vince. I mean, just who knows?
I believe that.
yeah, that was from PW Insider saying, and that's the same thing. Anyone I've talked to, they've all said the same thing. Like, no one wants it to go on right now. Everyone wants it postponed.
Yeah. We shall see. Wednesday night, we're going to be back here for AEW and NXT. And we got Matt. The Raj isn't going to be here Wednesday night. What do you say Wednesday night we give all the super chat money to charity?
Yes, let's do it.
Culture City.
Yes, Culture City. That's this Wednesday. Yay.
That's this Wednesday, in advance of World Autism Awareness Day, which is on the 2nd. Wednesday night, all the super chats during the Wrestling Inc. podcast are going to be donated to Culture City. Matt, talk a little bit about what Culture City does.
Culture City goes around the world, but really, really mainly here in the country right now. And they go to different arenas, venues, zoos, anywhere there's a public place for children with autism, those that suffer, that have super sensitivity with their hearing as well, those that come back from wars even and have PTSD. They create sensory inclusive rooms in a lot of these stadiums, arenas, and venues. And then they also do an amazing job of putting together like these care package bags that have like noise canceling headphones. Like I took my son, you guys go on my Instagram and scroll all the way down, you'll see me and my kid at the zoo for the first time in his life. It's the first time in his life you get to see all these different types of animals, from giraffes to monkeys to you name it. And it was because of that, something as small as that little bag that Culture City provided our Central Florida Zoo, which is one of the biggest zoos in our country. And it is a cool experience. So from like our perspective of a family with a boy with nonverbal autistic, this company is a nonprofit organization. They're amazing. They do God's work. They really, truly do. And you would be contributing toward that.
Absolutely. And AEW had partnered with Culture City. They did great work with AEW for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view last year to allow people with autism and other sensory needs the ability to experience the show. So they do a lot of great work. So definitely check it out this Wednesday.
Absolutely. Anything else before we wrap this up tonight?
I believe that is it. We have podcasts Wednesday, then Friday after SmackDown, then Saturday after WrestleMania Night 1, and then Sunday again after WrestleMania Night 2, and then Monday after Raw. So a lot of podcasts coming up.
A lot of podcasts. Most of them on topic. Okay, he's at BP Matt Morgan. He's at Raj Giri _303. I'm at Glenn Rubenstein. We'll catch you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc.